So, SportsVibe here with England cricket hero Stuart Broad. Stuart, before we go on to the topic of cricket, you were spotting England with celebrities at Wimbledon on Saturday. Are you a big tennis fan?
I have to be honest, I'm not a massive tennis fan. I obviously really enjoy the Wimbledon vibe, like always have it on at home. I wouldn't sit there and watch a whole match, but I like sort of going in and out. But yeah, I got an invite through the post to the Royal Box, which obviously was a huge honour to go and see and sit on centre court, which was an experience that I really loved.
Do you enjoy watching famous sporting personalities when you're not playing cricket?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I like top level sport because I like the passion, the emotion you get in it. Even watching that Djokovic game last night, you saw how both players were desperate to win, like fist pumping after every single point. That's the reason I play sport, for that competitive edge. So I like seeing that in other sports.
Moving on to the cricket, against Sri Lanka, the new players on the side really impressed, the likes of Moeen Ali, Chris Jordan, Liam Plunkett. Does it put a little bit more pressure on yourself and the more established players that now step up to the plate?
No, I think there's always that pressure as a senior player to have a level of performance that's supposed to be there. But one thing I take out of the Sri Lankan series as a massive positive is that the environment must be right for these guys to come in and perform like they did. So we did have, Robson came in, got a great 100, balanced route, obviously great hundreds at Lords. Mo, that was one of the best, the way for the draw on that test, it would go down as one of the best hundreds we'd have seen, wouldn't it? So it gives the team great confidence that these guys can come in and perform, because we know the likes of myself, Jimmy, Cookie, Belly, Matty are experienced enough to perform when our time comes. So I think we're in an okay place.
You mentioned Alistair Cook, obviously a lot's been said in regards to his role as captain at the moment. Do you think he can cope with the pressure and get back scoring runs at the top of the order?
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, we're in a results and we're in a stats-driven business, so every player's aware of that, and the guys who have played a lot of cricket know you go through these periods of tough times, and you are only a score away. As a bowler, you're only a one-handed diving catch from one of your slips, or a batsman, a half volley that you crash through the covers, and that rhythm comes back. So Cookie knows that he'll be in the spotlight until he gets 100, and I think once he does, he's going to cash in big. So yeah, I mean, my personal view is once he does sort of break that shackle and get that 100, I think he'll have the series of his life. So as I say, last time he was under this sort of pressure, he ended up 6 months later with an MBE and 600 runs in Australia.
Obviously the Sri Lanka result wasn't the greatest of ones, but do you think with both games coming so agonisingly close, is it difficult to pick yourself up after that?
No, I don't think so, because we had so many positive performances from the younger players. That will give energy to the squad. I must admit it was physically and emotionally really tiring after Lords, going down to that last ball. I think myself obviously bowling that last over as well. I barely slept the night after, wondering what could I have done, or that sort of thing. So that was probably as physically and emotionally tired as I've been during a test match. But I don't think there was any sort of hangover going into Headingley. I think we may be tired pretty quickly, day 3, day 4, but with back-to-back tests, I think that's pretty natural. No, I'd expect us to be fully on the money when India start next Wednesday.
Obviously you mentioned India. Last time we played them in a test series, you won 2-1. How much of a threat do India pose this time around without the likes of Sehwag, without the likes of Sachin Tendulkar?
Yeah, I think they're in a similar position as England, actually. They've got a lot of young, probably unproven, talented cricketers, and some experienced guys that have stood them in really good stead as well. So I think it'll be a fascinating test series, and the exciting thing is that it's actually 5 test matches. So I think sometimes when you play a 2 test match series, you don't really get a lot of who's the best team, what's happened here. You don't get to see a lot of the same batsmen. When you've got 5 test matches, the best team will win.
Obviously they've got a handful of dangerous batsmen, the likes of Dhawan, Pujara, and obviously Gautam Gambhir has just been recalled. How do you go ahead restricting them scoring runs, obviously as a frontline bowler yourself?
You hope for a bit of cloud. If it's too sunny, then it's you need sideways movement, there's no doubt about that. So you need a bit of swing, and generally if the sun's out like we've got in London today, it won't swing. So you need either reverse or conventional swing against these Indian players, because they're used to playing on sort of flat, slow feather beds. So that as a bowling unit is something that we'll focus on massively, is getting the ball to go sideways.
English cricket's going through a tough spell at the moment. Do you think victory in this Test Series can go some way to restoring our status as one of the best cricketing nations in the world?
I don't think winning this Test Series will get us talked about in the same sort of sentences as South Africa just yet, but I think beating a powerhouse of world cricket like India will go a long way to our fans getting behind us again and realising that we've got potential to do some special things in the future.
Finally, just one last question if you don't mind. Finally, it was Pete Morse that gave you your debut in England in 2007. What does he bring to the Test team, and can he help rejuvenate England back to number one Test team in the world?
Yeah, it brings a lot of energy and a lot of passion. That's one thing Mozzie always brings, and one thing he always expects from his players as well. If you've had a session where you might have just been, your energy might have been a bit down, he's the first man to tell you need to pick yourself up. So he brings that sort of vibe, and he really develops young players quickly. So as I say, I'd expect to see some of the young guys really performing in the next year or two.